Got away 46. Unedited. I wake up feeling funny, my stomach is unsettled and I keep wiping beads of sweat off my forehead. In the night I took way too many trips to the bathroom to wash my face. There is a light knock at the door. I know it is Rashid, so I allow him to come in. "You don't look too well," he says, taking one glance at me. "I don't feel too well," I tell him honestly. He comes over to my side and makes me sit upright. "How long have you been feeling like this?" Most of the night I woke up to wash my face off the sweat and I thought I was getting better, but when I woke up this morning I didn't feel any better. "We need to call a doctor." I sigh. I thought I am not supposed to be exposed since we don't know anything about me. "I know, but I have a friend who can keep this a secret." Wengu mentioned that her husband is a doctor. I say, but then remember the last conversation we had. She doesn't want him involved in all this and I totally understand her. "Oh yes, Joshua is a doctor." He makes a phone call. I hear him talk for a few minutes before cutting the call. "He will be here shortly." "All right, let me try and take a bath." "Will you manage? Or I send someone?" "I will manage," I say. I get up but then lean against the wall for a few seconds as I start to feel lightheaded. "Get back to bed," he orders, coming to help me. I don't protect, whatever, but I am coming up with wants to watch me die because honestly, what is the meaning of this? I get back to bed and Rashid comes the help to come through. When she does, he gives her some instructions and tells me he will make me something to eat. One more help comes to the room when he leaves. This one takes me to the bathroom and helps me bath. It's a bit weird someone seeing me like this. I know at the house we used to be naked most of the time, but then we couldn't do anything about it. When done, we go back to the bedroom and the other help has already cleaned up. The bath made me feel better, but immediately I get into the room I start to feel hot. I ask that she leaves all the windows open and I just lay on top of the beddings dressed in a robe. A light knock is followed by the opening of the door. By now I have mastered how Rashid knocks. "The doctor is here," he announces. I turn to face him and wear a smile. "How are you feeling, Nawakwi?" "Terrible," I tell him honestly. He walks over to the bed and sits down. "What exactly is the problem and how long have you been feeling this way?" I go on to tell him how I have been feeling and when it started. He takes down some notes and when done he announces that he can't rule out anything right now, so I will need to do a urine and blood test, but he acknowledges that my temperature is higher than normal and tells Rashid what has to be done. He gets a sample of my blood and hands me a bottle to go and pee in. It's a bit weird peeing in such a small container, but then I need to know what's the problem, so I do it. "I will go to the hospital and do all the tests, then we'll call to tell you the results." "All right, thank you," Rashid responds. He walks him out whilst I get back to bed. I do even know how I sleep because when I wake up hours later it's to the sound of the two men talking in a nearby room. I get out of bed and follow the sound of their voices. "You are awake," Rashid says, and I can tell that he has this weary look on his face. "What's the problem?" I ask Joshua, who looks at Rashid first as if trying to get approval to speak. "I am the patient here," I snap, and Rashid nods his head. "You are 5 weeks pregnant." I laugh. "Are you okay?" I continue to laugh, not that it's funny, but I don't know how else to express myself. "Nawakwi, are you okay?" "Of course I am not okay. Austin made me sleep with dogs and now you are telling me that I am pregnant." "So I am carrying a dog, right?" I ask, laughing, but this time it's a cry of pain. I hold my stomach, feeling like my walls are closing in on me. This is not fair. How can someone's life be like this? From losing my memory and now this kind of a mess. "We will get through this," Rashid says. I shake my head. "I am not keeping this baby," I say, looking at the both of them. "Nawakwi, I know you are not in the right frame of mind right now and you can't just make such decisions." "I am very sober. I don't want to keep this baby," I say with an anger I didn't know I had. Quench's girl, Winnie woman, bowing, medium dark skin tone.